Hey, it's time for one of my favorite segments. Andrea Jorgensen here, Seattle to Sunapee. Hopefully, Joe is going to be joining us so we can talk a little Boston concierge. We have the round table. I like the round table. I like when we get around it and all three of us kind of chat about food because it's my favorite subject in the whole world. It's my favorite subject. And the older I get, it moves ahead of other things that I love, right?
Well, I mean, of course.
Yeah, when you're a young man, you love certain things more. In your 20s, there's some things you love to do. And as you get older, it kind of balances out. Then when you get a lot older, you're like, no, I'm tired. I'm just going to have food and go to bed.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so Christmas time. People get all psyched up about the big party or the big meal on Christmas Day. And they forget day after, we got to eat. If you eat at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock on Christmas afternoon, what are you going to make in the early lunch, late breakfast, brunchy kind of? What do you got?
So growing up, we were involved a bunch in like church services and stuff, and we always did like the Christmas Eve ones.
Yeah.
And so there was like a 5 o'clock service and a 6:30 service and then like a 10 o'clock service. So there was no good time to like do a meal. So my mom would always do hors d'oeuvres for Christmas Eve. So we could just like eat quick and like, between meals and whatever. And that way it wasn't like, okay, well, I have to keep this warm or I have to like time it correctly or whatever. It was just like, here's your stuff. So that's kind of my take. Christmas Eve, we do hors d'oeuvres. I do a charcuterie board. I do like, veggies and like this stuff like that. So people can just like pick and like, I got two little kids, so we don't really sit down for meals.
Not long enough.
It's just like, grab a piece of cheese and run, So like it's good for everybody. Everybody can take what they want and, go at their own pace and stuff like that. So that's our Christmas Eve sort of thing. Christmas Day, if it's just like my immediate family, like the four of us, like we don't really do anything big. I'll do something big for like breakfast that we can like, eat it like while we're opening presents with the kids. So it may be like, like French, like a Grand Marnier French toast casserole, or it may be like, cinnamon rolls.
Something as simple as that. Talk about the process of making that. It's hard enough to say. If someone wanted to make that, tell them how they would do it. Well, please hold. Please hold. Here comes Joey Claus. Here comes Joey Claus. Joe Rondino is here. Can you see him?
Huh?
He's coming. Joe!
Hey, how's it going?
Joe has taken time out from work. Just a couple of minutes to join us. So we're going to interrupt you. And Joe, we're talking about, and I got to go and I get to interrupt. We're talking about those gaps in Christmas. And, everyone has these meals planned post-party, night before, Christmas Day. But there are the gaps where they're like, oh, yeah, I forgot that it's 6 hours to or since the last meal. What's your go-to on a holiday? Any this time of year to kind of fill in the gap? And you have to walk us through the recipe. You have to walk our audience through the recipe. And I'm so proud of myself because I'm more bald than you are today. Yes.
Fair enough. Wait, hold on. Repeat that question again, Dave. Like
what's your go-to? If you had to say it's 6 hours before we eat Christmas meal, or it's 6 hours since we eat Christmas meal, what would your go-to be? Well, it can't be a big meal because you're about to eat or just ate a big meal. What's your fill in the gap kind of meal on the holiday season?
I was about to say, I'm not even sure if I have one of those, man. It's just basically, if I'm honestly thinking about it, if I'm honestly thinking about it, it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, obviously you're about to have a big meal and everything else. I'm not going to lie, I am a massive sweet tooth person. So usually it's like, I'd say it's like, if there's a slice of either like an apple or pumpkin pie, it's like I'm just going to go have a slice of that and then save the rest of that.
Good. It's like Wheel of, what's that show where they go, good answer. Not Wheel of Fortune. It's what's the name of that show? Steve Harvey. And they have the two families and they have to guess names.
Breakfast, because I was like, there's fruit, there's some eggs in there, there's protein, right?
Like, I know, but that is a good answer. But the show I'm thinking about. Funny. Go ahead.
What were you saying, Dave? I was just going to say it's funny because got to justify like the holiday seasons with whatever we're eating because it's like hey, there is some nutritional value in this, even though there is a plethora of sugar and fats and everything on else. But hey, little bit.
It's better than a donut, right?
Yeah.
Or at least on par.
Is it better than a donut? I think donuts are good for you anyway.
Oh, well.
I think foods that make you happy are good for you. Hey, Joe, while we got you, I know you're on a break here. When you talk about non-food concierge kind of a thought, if you're in the Boston area, what are some things to do, some places to go? Say you're in town for the holiday to visit relatives, you don't know the area well. What are some good ideas for people to do in Boston during the holiday season?
Oh, isn't the
Absolutely.
Nutcracker going on now?
The
You look like Joe.
Nutcracker is actually going on over there.
You know,
Listen, I lived in Boston for a little bit, all right?
Yeah, you did. Do you know the words to the Nutcracker song? Bump, 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 bump. Dave do so DAVIDDUSCAU. It's me. It's true. It's true. My name is Drew. My name is Dave do so. Joe.
Oh my God! I was about to say. Well, I was about to say. You're going to have to let me know about the Dave Dussault version because I didn't hear that unless maybe I need to go check my hearing
a lot, and I don't recall that.
I made it up. My daughters were in the Nutcracker every year forever. But what else, Joe? We didn't. I'm sorry I interrupted you. What are the other things to do? The Nutcracker's always great.
Definitely always a good one if you're looking for the theater shows. In regards to a couple of districts, there's actually the Seaport right now. They have something called Snowport. So they actually have it set on up where it's basically a winter wonderland. So they have it decorated with a variety of lights. There's a bunch of local little spots that are kind of selling their goods on over there in little kind of like shack/hut areas. And then also they set up kind of like this small little like ice rink where like there's like some little kids that can kind of just play around in it. So that's a cool little spot to go to for sure. For those that are closer to South Boston, not to be confused with Southie, by the way.
That's so confusing. They should just clean that. Never, even when I lived there, it didn't make sense to me.
Oh yeah, definitely. Over in the SoWa district right now, they also are doing their own little winter festival. That's really quite cool. So actually, I went to that one last week, and actually, I definitely want people to definitely check it on out because there's a couple of little things going on over there. So outside of food, they have a variety of people that sell like a variety of goods, like everything from homemade candles to what you call it, scarves, because you know it's wintertime, starting to get cold here in Boston, so you can't go wrong with the winter attire. And then yeah, jumping onto the food side because you know me, foodie, do all the time and everything on else. Yeah, there's actually quite a few really, really cool spots that are located here in Massachusetts. I actually want to talk to you about that. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But one of them, for example, is this fantastic place called Crack. Not to be confused with the drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. Just want to let you know that.
Hey, come and get your crack here. What a name.
Exactly. So it's actually an Irish band. I'm trying to see if I can get the whole bottle on here. So what happens, the gentleman on over here is from Massachusetts. He went to Ireland and he just drew like an inspiration for like sauces. So he started his own little company. And this one right on over here is one that I actually wanted you to try. It's a golden pumpkin sauce. So he actually uses like homemade pumpkins inside of there. He actually uses ghost chili peppers. So it has a bit of a heat kick to it, which is really, really good. And then like he uses like a variety of other things that are local here. If I'm not mistaken for this one, honey, carrots, water, ginger, apple cider. So it has a nice little savory kick to it, but then a touch of sweetness and a really good heat.
Yeah. Do they have an email that people can go to, or I'm sorry, a web page people can go to?
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, if anything, attached with this episode for the YouTube section, I was going to go give you the details on the SoWa district because unfortunately it is going to end on the 11th. That's the last day. So definitely want to try to get people on over there before it does close down. But each one of the like areas, I'm going to go give you the website for, so that way people can go online, kind of figure out where they are and everything on else.
Okay, so we'll put that down here. You can click down here, and hopefully somebody smarter than me has put it down there. The different websites.
Click on the click on the websites below, everyone, and then you'll be able to see this stuff. Another really, really great one for those who have a sweet tooth. Again, got to go bring down up because can't say that enough. Is there's actually this place called McRae's. It's actually, if I'm not mistaken, located in it's also here in Boston. I want to say it's in Revere, but I don't believe it is in Revere. But it's close by. They actually do like a variety of different caramels. So this is kind of their little family pack one that they have.
Okay, we're
So
gonna put that one down here too, because if you follow Joe's directions, you go to Revere and they're just going in concentric circles until sooner or later you find the place.
exactly. Yeah, no, you'll definitely have the directional sense for all that. But again, they're going to be there until December 11th at SoWa for the Winter Festival on over there. And yeah, no, again, for their caramels, they do like everything from like a dark roasted mocha, rosemary truffle sea salt, a maple one, and then a classic Cape Cod sea salt, which is probably my favorite on over there because sweet and salty is always a great little.
You can't go wrong with sweet and salty.
No.
Oh, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. My daughter said she went to the winter market. Said she was. Do you know what that is?
I was going to say
she may have it wrong too. She may be calling it something wrong.
Gotcha. Because I was about to say, so was the Winter Festival. That and Snowport are the only two major events that I know of they're going on, at least in the Boston area, currently to my knowledge now.
She probably had the name wrong. Of course. Can I buy a Christmas present with your American Express card? I'm at the winter market. That's what I got. It's better. Can I buy a Christmas present for myself on your American Express card?
There you go.
Yeah,
at least you don't have to go shopping.
While you're at it, buy a freaking car. I mean, no.
You know, the gift that keeps on giving, Dave. I mean, I was about to say, you spending your own money for your own kid.
I know. I'm such a soft. They know I'm a softie too. That's the problem. Even that they're grown now, I'm still a softie.
Of course.
Yes.
Never ends.
It never ends. Anyway, so those are some great ideas. And Joe, you'll email all this, and we'll give it to our production team, and they'll put it underneath so people can find all these places. Wow, your lips moved, but nothing came out. That was great.
Say, I'm a magician. What can I say?
You're back. Anything else that you have?
For the winter times right now, no, just theater shows. And then, like I said, the two markets. Like I said, because they're going to be going on for a while. So those are basically the main points of interest that I definitely check on out during this time. I was going to go say, if you did want to go see the tree over on Boylston Newberry, I know they decorate that for the holidays too. So if people are just looking for a place to kind of walk around, that's also going to be another good spot to just check out.
Yeah, there's always so many places to shop in the city.
Oh, 100%.
Not just the big
getting on the frog pond, like the whole shebang. Yeah.
Yep. And then you've got you got the outlets, you got the malls, and you've got so many great. You go down Newberry Street and all this, and everywhere in Boston. There's so many great little. And then you can head over, if you're an Italian part Italian like me, you can head over the North End and just
eat your way through
it.
Yeah. So didn't we do that this summer? We ate our way through the North End.
Yeah, the three of us did that this summer. That was great. And you can't go wrong. I mean, there's just no bad choices, especially if you have a sweet tooth. It's a great place.
Oh,
yeah. I love my friend's restaurant. I love that he does this. And I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but my friend, we went to Carmelina's, right? Is that where we went? Did we go to Carmelina? No, we went.
I think you stopped in to say hi, but we didn't.
Yeah, we didn't eat there. Great food.
We didn't get a chance.
Yeah, we ended up going to Harvest. But on his menu, and it's a great menu, he's got accolades up and down. But it says we don't offer a dessert because there's so many great dessert places throughout the North End, great Italian dessert places that we hope you go out and support them.
Awesome.
You support them, they support it. It supports all of us. So I thought I like that. I thought that's really great. That's nice. That's a community that cares about its neighbors.
For sure.
Yeah. But and I mean, come on. You go to any one of those places and it's just like gelato and all kinds of cookies.
Joe, how many cannolis did we buy? 6?
No comment.
8?
It's definitely 8.
Definitely 8.
Cannolis are really actually good for you.
I mean, that's debatable.
I don't think so.
They're good for the soul.
I read a thing once that said
cannoli calorie count.
I watched this thing. It was like a health show, one of those shows where they tell you that if you eat certain kinds of food and take certain kind of vitamins, you'll be 196. Cannolis are, if you eat cannolis, they'll kill you. I'm 58 years old. I'm still alive, and I eat a plethora of cannolis. I am living proof that's not true. All right, Andrea, we're getting back to Andrea now. Andrea, you were talking about what were we talking about? You were going to make, and I asked you to go through your recipe.
So we're talking about how like what our meal is, what our go-to meal is and stuff
you
during the
had
holidays,
something
and talked about how we do like
that I stopped you.
yeah, so we do like charcuterie and stuff and hors d'oeuvres on Christmas Eve, and then Christmas morning I usually do like a breakfast. And we were talking about the Grand Marnier French toast.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, do
Like,
tell.
how do
Oh,
you go
do
wrong with that,
tell.
right?
Walk us through your recipe.
So to be honest with you guys, like it's super easy, right? So you go through your normal steps of like your French toast, right? You've got your batter, which is your eggs and a little bit of milk and stuff like that. And I do like a very healthy dose of orange zest, like 2 or 3 oranges in there, like by all means, you know. And then maybe a little bit of extract depending. We'll see. Definitely a bunch of vanilla, cinnamon, all that sort of stuff, like normal French toast stuff that you would do, just doctored up with some orange. And then I'll get like a loaf of French bread from like the day before, so it's a little bit crusty. I'll even dry it out further in the oven just to dry it, and then dip those guys in the batter, put them in the 9 by 13, and then I will, whatever's left over from the batter, I will put a healthy dose of Grand Marnier in there, and then pour that over the rest of the French toast. And if it's just us, my kids aren't big fans, but if it's just like grown-ups, I'll put some like candied ginger on top and stuff like that, and then throw
that
that
is a
in.
go. Joe, let's give it to her. Joe, come on.
Not gonna lie. Hands down.
That sounds fantastic.
It's really good. One year I did a peach amaretto bread pudding for breakfast with like candied almonds on top, like stuff like that.
You had me at amaretto. I mean,
oh, I love
peach amaretto. I love French toast. You know the best French toast I ever had in my life? Every year I would drive my parents' car back and forth to Florida. Right? It was back when I was younger, it was a one-day trip. I could do it in 19 hours. And one year I had to stop. I was hungry. I'm going to stop quick, get something to eat. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning. I get off the highway in South Carolina and I drive, and of course I get off the exit where there's nothing. I'm like, great.
Right.
So I'm driving and the next entrance is like 4 miles away. And it just said diner and it was open. I came in and it was a woman cooking. Turns out it was a mother, son-in-law, and daughter cooking, and they have 5 kids. I'm like, hey, I really appreciate you guys being open. They're like, we're open every day of the year, 24 hours. Also, and they made some kind of French toast. I don't know what was in it. French toast is, like you said, it's pretty basic. Yeah. It was the best thing I've ever had in my life. It was the best French toast I've ever had. It stuck with me, and I was like, and I got to be friends with them, and you know me, I can be a little chatty. And anyway, so the next year, it's Sunday morning, and it's like I'm coming through. I'm like, I'm stopping again. I'm stopping at the same place. So it's like 10:15, and I pull in. There's nobody there. It's closed. And I look at the thing. It says open. Monday through Saturday, 24 open hours. Open Sunday, 23 hours. I'm like, they chose 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, and they're open 365 days a year. I picked the 1 hour. What is it? 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week, 168. Is that right? 168 hours in a week. I picked the 1 hour. They're not there. So it's like 10 of, man. It's like 10 of, right? So I wait. And they're like, I remember you. You're the kid from last year. I was like 39, 40 at the time. I'm like, yeah, I loved your French toast again. Well, thanks. I'm like, you're only not open 1 hour. She goes, yeah, we go to church.
There you go.
That's the 1 hour they're not open all week long. And it just says diner. I've been there like 5 times now. It's all it says is diner. It's a second to last.
I love diner food. I love diner food.
The Waitley Diner.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, Waitley Diner is great.
Food. And you go up there. You can get a cheeseburger, a fry, and I get water because I don't drink soda. But it's like $9.95. Where can you get $10? You know, with a tip, it's $13. Where can you get a $13 lunch? Blue Bonnet Diner, Northampton.
I was gonna say the Blue Bonnet. Yeah,
I love that. Another great French toast place, but they've got great everything they have forever. Florence Diner. I love diner food too.
Yep.
Diner food is underrated. We did a show back in the early days of this show. It was the oldest diner, I think the oldest diner in the United States, and it was in Maine. It's called the Maine Diner. And we went up and they had it was the food, by the way, was upscale. It wasn't diner food. They had some diner specialties on the menu too, like meatloaf, and I got fried liver and onions. But some of their food. There was a rack of lamb that looked fantastic.
Ooh,
They had anything you can think of, but it was the oldest diner in the United States.
That's awesome.
Saw the whole history of diners, which was kind of cool. But diner food, you know, would it be great if we all went, and they're open. It's like Chinese restaurants and diner food. You can't go wrong on Christmas if you hit one of those two places.
Oh yeah.
I always thought,
Hey, next time I'm out, we should do a diner crawl.
oh, that's a good idea. You know where? Do you know where
Let's
I
do
went?
a Massachusetts diner crawl.
Yeah, we got to get Joe out to the 413 though.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you could do a diner crawl just in the 413.
Yeah, easy. I'm going to go off subject because last week, friends of ours had a really fun party. It was a candlepin bowling party, and it was in Shelburne Falls, Massachusetts. And this place has no parking. It's off the main road, off the main street in Shelburne, Mass. And let's face it, it's Shelburne, Massachusetts. Shelburne Falls,
it's tiny.
There's not a lot off. Cute little town, some nice little shops. This place was like walking in 1957, and it was so cool. This old bar, everything there it wasn't like they bought modern day stuff that looks retro. It was the real retro stuff. Jukebox with the old songs in it, like 12 lanes. It was amazing. Absolutely.
All right, so we'll do that on our diner.
Yeah, we got to hit the bowling. I got to tell you, we bowled, and I'm not a Greek god, but I'm not an old Greek man either. I'm in pretty good shape, right? I have never been more sore in my life the next 5 days than candlepin bowling. And I got to tell you, I grew up right down the street. Danko's, you know where Danko is?
Yeah.
That used to be a candlepin bowling, and I grew up across from the state police barracks. And we would go down there and bowl all the time. I forgot how hard it is. It is very hard not to hit a pin when you throw that little ball down that. It is really easy to put the ball in the gutter, rather. It's not hard at all. I mean, it's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
It is. Well, you guys are young, but when you get old, I thought I was going to die. But they had a great little bar. They had a great beer selection. I don't think they had food. And I thought to myself, I'm going to buy this place. Put in food. Do the studio, move the whole studio, the Jones Barbecue Studio, home of Jones Barbecue, some of the best barbecue in the world. You can get it at csgbn.com. Go to our shop. That's what we do here, Andrea. We got to pay the bills.
I know.
Yeah, no choice.
I know. But Joe's got to go.
Joe's got to go. No, Joe can just wait one more second. Anyway, I thought it would be a great place. And I looked it up. Candlepin Bowling's making a big comeback. So if you combine like that old diner kind of food and do a little candlepin bowling league like they used to have every Saturday morning, and on my age, we watch candlepin bowling. And they had the champions. My grandfather was involved with it. It's a big French Canadian sport, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Big French Canadian sport. And they would.
Is that where Oh, sorry about that, Dave.
Yeah, I think it is. I can't back that up. I don't know. But I know a lot of French Canadians play that. I can say it with enough authority. You know, those people could just say things with enough authority and they don't know what they're talking about, but somehow it's real. Yeah, candlepin bowling, that was invented in Sherbrooke in Quebec. And you're like, oh, okay, must know what
Okay, yep.
You must know what she's talking about, or she wouldn't say it. Or he, they got it. That's it. But I mean, that would be great. And that goes back to that diner food. There's like a retro thing going on, I think, with food too. I think people are kind of infusing the old with the new and bringing back some of the old and putting in a little bit of the new. Simple things like meatloaf and liver and onions, which is, I think I was one of the only kids. I love liver. I love liverwurst. I love liver and onions. I love meatloaf, turkey pot pie, chicken pot pie, meat pot pie.
Oh yeah, Popeyes.
Canadian, yeah, Popeyes were part of our life. But I think there's a little retro move there. I think it'd be cool. We should all go work at the bowling alley.
So heard on that. We're making a bowling alley. This is what was
this is the new avenue
product?
we're going down here.
That's our exactly. Anyway, what do you guys got planned for? Well, we're going to see each other next week. But any big plans? Are you staying out west?
We're staying out west. We got family coming pretty much all month, and then we're heading to my parents the day after Christmas because my brother and his family are coming up, and like we've got this holiday party and that holiday party, and there's a party at the kids' school, and there's this and there's that, and so like we've got 3 birthday parties going on. Like we're pretty much, this is like our only relaxing, like non-scheduled weekend that we have. So
yeah, you're at that age.
Drink coffee for as long as possible.
Yeah. Your kids are at that age. Coffee's a survive. Coffee and maybe a little Irish cream, or what helps you survive parenthood. and a glass of wine at night. Those are the parenthood survival
Exactly.
tools. That's all you need.
I texted my best friend yesterday and I was like, it's 3 p.m. and I'm having wine. Is there something wrong with me? And she's like, you have 2 little kids during Christmas. Absolutely not.
No. But the only thing wrong with you started at 2 hours late at that age. And then kids get so fired up at Christmas and they get so not anxious, but they just get so wound up.
We've had like packages come in because I've been shipping like all my niece and nephew's packages here so that I can wrap them before we bring them. And they're all like, oh, the delivery guy came. Like every time the doorbell rings, they like bomb it down there. I'm like, don't touch those.
And somehow you got to convince them that Santa brought it.
Yeah. Well, so Santa does stockings, but presents come from family.
Ah, that's pretty smart.
Santa does stockings.
My kids figured it out way too young because I loved it. I love the whole thing.
We have a little like mailbox outside that I put up that says like Santa mail, and I sent an email to our neighborhood that was like, if anybody wants to have their kid write a letter to Santa, like I'm happy to write back. And I bought stamps that have like North Pole post office and stuff like that. So I'm gonna doctor it all up. And
that's really nice. And the good thing about that is if they make a little list, you can give it back to the parents. And now,
well, that's the thing. Like take a picture of it, send it back to the parents. Like, by the way, this is what your kid wants for Christmas.
And that's important because a lot of times if they get something they love, like, wow, a tractor.
Yeah.
Or they're like, hey, socks, what's next? You can tell what they like. It's so much fun. Where are you going, Joe? Are you heading down to, where is your family now?
So my family is from New Jersey. So either they're going to visit me here or I'm going to go down there. Because it's like I put in some time on off because I was like, I'll give up Thanksgiving and hang out with the good old hotel fam. And I'm going to go spend some time with the fam. So
that's always nice, especially when you don't get to see them as much.
Yeah,
of course. Yeah. So then the other thing too is I'm going to go to my old stopping grounds holiday party that is going to be, I believe, next Sunday, or this Sunday, I should say, since we are now into Sunday, losing track of time and everything else in the world. But so that'll be fun. It'll be fun to kind of see of my good old colleagues from before that I was close with. So, and then God only knows that there's so many concierge events that have been going on. We actually went to SoWa was one of them. Yeah. That's why I was also there too, which was absolutely fantastic. Went to Limoncello for the first time. That is a phenomenal Italian restaurant.
I have not been there.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my God, we need to go.
That's on my list.
Definitely need to go there.
Let's go this week. What day do you have this week? What day do you have off?
Wednesday, actually.
Yeah, let's go. But let's go this week.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, it's family owned, family run, everything on else. They're so hospitable. And the meatballs on over there are to die for. Oh. I spoke to meatballs. The one owner on over there, Mo, and he was telling me that literally they would go through 4,000 meatballs a week. Whoa. During the busy season. I was like, what? I'm like, well, you know what? I actually just ate it, so I'm not really surprised anymore. I'm like, it's like
maybe we should warn them. Maybe we should warn them I'm coming so they can double.
Do they ship?
I know they might.
I was about to say, you never know. You never know.
You never know.
I'm open.
I would like to be in a circus. You know what I'd be? I'd be the guy. I'd stand on like this platform. And people would jump off the trapeze, and they would land, and it would catapult me up. And on one side there'd be a meatball, and then the other, I'd land on the other one, and then they'd nail me up, and there'd be a cannoli, and I just do it all show, right? The whole hour set. That's all I do.
You should also do an entire thing that for the accuracy. If you don't, if you make it, and you do grab it, and you do munch it. I was about to say you should get like a bonus in regards to how much you're already making for this.
Right, yeah.
A little pay.
Exactly.
The only problem is,
and then 3 years later, you can transition into like the world's biggest man.
I was going to say, that would be an easy transition. But at the end of every show, the next day, they have to get somebody at least 1 pound heavier jumping off that trapeze onto the thing to catapult me into the air. Oh, meatball. So we'll do Limoncello hopefully this week. I got Tuesday and Wednesday night free. I could come up.
Yeah.
Visit my daughter, and we could do Limoncello. Bring her and a roommate. They'd be happy as can be. Andrea, you want to go? Oh, that's right. You're on the West
Coast.
Coast.
I would love to, guys. You have no idea. It's a 6-hour flight both ways. It's a bit dicey at the moment.
That's a long ride. Hey, we
You
got
know,
to
you
call
mean
it.
you don't want Pear drop into the restaurant with us, Andrea?
Listen,
Like, go back.
don't tempt me, dude. You know I will do. Be like, yeah, does this roof open? Because we've got a friend joining us, and
She's the serious person. She will show up. Hey, we got to take a break. We have to go because my producer is going to say that wasn't 20 minutes, folks. Actually, how long's it been? Not bad, 39.
We're doing all right, yeah.
Yeah, we just went 100% over our time.
This can be part 1 and part 2. It'll be fine.
I think that's a good idea.
There you go.
Yep. So you're just finishing part 2. Hey, thanks for joining us here on part 2. How am I ever going to break it up? No, this is just going to be one long part. But it was fun. Hey, guys, thank you as always for joining today. I'm the only one who has to wear these headsets with my big bald head. You know, I was thinking about my head, Joe, is bigger than yours. I'm balder than you, and my head's bigger than yours.
Yeah, you've also got
I was
like
about to
30
say.
years on, Jeff.
I
20
know.
years.
First,
Does your head
first
grow
and
as you get older?
foremost,
Does your head get bigger as you grow?
let's say, did you know the statistical data in regards to that, Dave? I was about to say, after X amount of years, graph has you going this way in regards to how big your head gets.
That must be to fit all the knowledge that's in there, right? Like,
I'm telling you, there's
Knowledge
somewhere,
or insanity?
Yeah,
Which
well,
one is
you know,
it?
it goes hand in hand.
there's
Yeah,
a leak
hand in hand.
somewhere because I tell you what, I know less and less all the time, and my memory gets worse and worse and worse. Oh, it's unbelievable. You guys you're gonna experience it. And you know what
I know.
the best thing is when you hear that someone else has the exact, like everyone has the exact same thing your age, so you know it's not a real problem, right? You're just a normal, older.
Comes with the territory.
It comes with the age, comes with the
Yep.
territory. But it's things like I'll be at the supermarket and I'm like down in dairy. I'm like, oh, I got to go back to produce. I forgot to get the blank. And then you walk down, you see one person, you know, hi, Mrs. McGillicuddy, and you talk to her for a while, and you get down to produce. You go, what the fuck am I doing here? I forgot what I came down here for. And then you have to walk back to dairy because that kind of bobs your memory again. That's right. You know, I need scallions or green onions. You call them scallions or green onions?
I call them scallions straight up.
I call them scallions too, but they're green onions on the little computer. When you're you're pushing the buttons and you put them on a scale and you're doing a self checkout. I don't know if you guys have this out where you know in Boston or in the West in Washington, but I go to the supermarket and I scan. I got a supermarket cart full of stuff, and I'm going to do the self checkout because I have a little box in my car. Long story. Anyway, you scan the very first things. Thank you. Would you like to continue? No, I fill my cart full of all the stuff, right? But I just wanted one thing. After I check out with my one scallion, which you call a green onion, I'm going to walk through the supermarket and I'm going to put everything back. Yes, I want to check out more stuff.
We don't have that around here, thankfully.
Oh my God. Why do they ask that question?
I don't know.
I get fussed, but I'm
Indeed.
I get fussed. Andrea Jorgensen, Joe Rondina, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. We'll talk about what we're going to talk about sometime during this week. So we're ready.
I have ideas.
Yes, we'll have some great ideas for next week. But this is a good idea because there is that gap time. Go ahead, Joe.
Oh, no, I just want to go give one final shout out. Yeah, definitely for those who are viewing on into this, definitely check out the SoWa Winter Festival. It's definitely a really, really nice treat. Like I said, plenty of areas to go grab gifts for the family during the good old Christmas season that is coming on up faster than we all know.
And I just texted my daughter, and that's where she was. How can people? They have a webpage?
Yeah, they have a webpage. Like I said, I'll have it on in there. I'm going to say there are 3 little spots that, like I said, I'd recommend. McRae's is the good old caramel shop. And Crack Sauce is that good old Irish sauce. And then there is one more.
We've got to get them on the show too. That Crack on the show.
Yeah. I think we should get all of them on the show. To be blatantly honest,
You should do a cooking demo with the sauce.
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
That would actually be absolutely phenomenal. And like I said, they're all local too. Oh, give me 1 second. Probably going to have to add this on, and I just want to go get the last purveyor on into there. So they're probably going to have to do a little edit.
Yeah, if you use that pumpkin sauce and then you do it over pasta, like some rotini with some crisp prosciutto on top and some sage.
Ooh, that's salty, and then I love sage. That
And you get
salty
the
with the pumpkin would
sweet
be so
the
good.
pumpkin and the apple cider and the sauce.
Oh, you know what I'm going to do next week? Well, I'm shooting. We're shooting a bunch of shows next week, so I'm going to
Okay.
grab you on Actually, I'm going to grab you on Zoom, and you can talk me through that recipe while I'm making it.
Okay. Yeah, I get the sauce from Joe.
Yep. I'll see him Tuesday or Wednesday night.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
we got up Joe.
Dude.
So much happened. You missed a lot.
Indeed, heard of that. So the last one I want to go recommend is this place called Tasteful Skin. They are
Hold it up. Hold it
all
up again.
natural.
Hold it up again.
Sure. Let me go see. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
See my bomb. Yeah.
So yeah, they do a bunch of all natural balms on over there. For someone like me, so unfortunately I have like eczema, I have sensitive skin.
Yep.
That product, I've been using it for like the past week, and it has been absolutely phenomenal.
Oh,
especially this time of year where it's like
everything.
so dry.
yeah.
Exactly.
And
So-
people are actually going to be really interested in that also. So we'll put that down here somewhere. What
Exactly.
if you don't forget to like, follow.
Oh, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, baby.
There you go. Joe's my guy now. Like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Let us know what you think. Comment. They always say that, and I'm like, huh. But now everyone I work with, they're all like, "You've got Dave. Remember, you always forget." I always forget, right? But now Joe reminded me. From now on, when we do this, Joe's the reminder.
That works.
All right, we got to run because we were in trouble 4 minutes ago. Not 6 minutes ago, but who cares? We can do whatever we want. Hey, everybody have a great week. Joe, I'll be in touch with you. Hopefully we can catch up Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm sure my daughter would love to have her father take her out and her roommate for dinner because when someone else is paying, that's good.
Absolutely.
She's a good kid. Good kid. Hey, we'll see you guys next week. Have a great week. Be safe.
All right, sounds good.
Hey, we're going to
Bye.
take another break here. Cooking something good. We'll be back right after this. Unless you're watching it at YouTube, then we're just going to come right back